Hi guys, welcome to the behind the scenes of the TAM show this time. Yes, I wanted to be transparent with you guys and to share a bit of the behind the scenes of my interviews. Yes, I want to tell you that no, it's not all rainbows, it's not all pink, and I do go through some struggles during my interviews. So you can see myself here with Kat, founder of Leading Women. She was one of the first person I have interviewed, and I was so thankful that she accepted to do the interview at her own place, even though she was moving out of the country a week after or so. So that was very, very kind of her, and she was so supportive. And so we could set up, as you see, a nice cozy background with the sofa, the fur on the sofa, the lights, the little plant on the table, so a kind of IKEA vibe. So it was really nice, but the stress level, guys, was very high because she was one of my first interviews. So here you can see myself with Maggie Shen. She's the founder of Coconut Religion, and I was briefing her before interviewing her. I could find a place in a restaurant, Lebanese, and I was so happy about that. And I was explaining what is the TAM show about. She was carefully listening. Until that moment, everything went well. But then my cameraman announced me that he didn't have the mic that we usually use to record the voices, the sound, because the camera doesn't take the sound. You need to have a mic. Big moment, guys, of stress. So Maggie was there in front of me, getting ready to be interviewed, excited about it. And I was there. I had to manage all those feelings, all this situation, the technical part, Maggie being in front of me, and me as a host. So many things were happening in my head, and I had two choices. Either I cancel the whole interview because there's no mic. I mean, what's the point of making an interview if you don't hear what the people are saying? Or either I just keep on going and I find a plan B. So I had to keep on going, guys, because she was there in front of me. I couldn't disappoint anyone. I couldn't waste any more time. I had to keep on going. So we ended up recording the voices with an iPhone, but we only thought about that after 30 minutes of interview, guys. So the first half of the interview, we didn't have any sound. So here you can see it. So we can barely hear what Maggie is saying. And when it came to editing, I felt so desperate, guys. I spent days and nights to edit this video and to read on Maggie's lips and to focus on her voice because the sound was too low in order to put the English captions on the video. And that was not a cool experience. I stressed so much. Maggie was waiting for the video to be released. I was stressed out. I was scared to be late on the deadline. And I made it. But I was so scared that nobody would watch it because there is no sound, which I would understand, right? So when life happens, you just need to adapt and find solutions. So just keep on going, guys. So I'm gonna end the video by talking about my first interview ever that I did with Nguyen. She's a life coach. If you wonder how I could get her on my show, how I met her, I will link you down below the article she just wrote about how we met. And this is a source of inspiration for anyone who is feeling lost, who is feeling desperate in life, who just doesn't know where to go. So I would suggest you to read it, and it's very moving and it can give you courage to find your voice in life. So back to the interview. You can see myself here sitting with a friend. Her name is Kelly and she vlogs. She's a vlogger here in Saigon. And I had 24 hours to find a cameraman, a venue, and some support to make this interview. Because yes, I just met Milena a day ago. just to tell you guys. I asked for help. Even though we were not that close, I reached out to Kelly because she was vlogging and I needed help. I needed advice. And she genuinely accepted to come and help me, to give me advice. So I was so thankful and grateful for that. She came and she asked me, "So Sophie, how are you going to introduce yourself?" I was like, what? I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking about making the interview and asking questions to Milena naively. I felt so silly. And so that's why we are sitting here. I was trying to make an introduction and she was helping me. Watching the camera, looking at the camera and saying something to introduce myself. And then Milena arrived. Oh my God, guys. I can't even describe you how I felt. She came with a big smile on her face and she was so beautiful, so well presented, so well mannered and so professional. My voice, my body started to shake. My face was red. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I would say in front of the camera, but she was there. It was too late to go back right in time. I had to do it. So we started the interview. And you can see in the video that my voice is shaking. I'm shaking my hands, but maybe you won't notice it too much because that's the magic of video editing, guys. I cut out all the little scenes that I didn't like of myself. And that's the magic. But I was so freaking intimidated, guys. And we did it. And I learned so much from her during this interview. She is giving worldwide conferences. And she knows how to speak to a public. And she was looking to the camera every time she was speaking, addressing something to the public. I didn't even know that. I learned from her. I didn't even know that you had to look at the camera, guys. I was just looking at her. And when she turned the face and when she was looking at the camera, I was like, oh, so this is how we do. Yes, of course, this is how we do. I mean, there's a camera. You should look at the camera also. And I learned from her. And thanks to her, thanks to this first interview, I could brief the next candidates, the next person that I interviewed to tell them how to speak to the camera. And yeah, I learned on the job and it was great, even though I was feeling crap, honestly, during the interview because she was so professional. She spoke so well. I was feeling self-conscious, to be honest, guys. I was having all my negative thoughts. Oh, my English is not good enough. I'm not an English native. Why would I even do a show where I speak English? Or, oh my gosh, I don't know how to ask question. Or oh my gosh, so how I'm gonna answer that? Oh my gosh, she's leading the interview. At some point, she was coaching me. I was like, is this ridiculous for me? I mean, all these thoughts coming through your head. But you need to deal with that. You need to deal with discomfort if you want to go out of your comfort zone. I took 2 months to edit this video because I had to face my fears and I had to learn how to edit. So I watched 1000 YouTube tutorials on how to edit on Adobe Premiere. But then when I was editing in front of my computer, I was freezing because I was scared. I couldn't even move. I was so scared to release this video. So this is a video for you guys to show you that it's not easy when you go out of your comfort zone. It's not easy to do something new. So don't strive for perfection or don't wait to be ready to start something that you want to start. Because you can see my example and I'm allowed to say it now that you don't need to be ready to start, really. Just start with what you have. I had 24 hours, guys. I had 24 hours to find an equipment, a venue, someone to help me to film, someone to help me to give me advice. I mean, I had to find it all by myself. And I did it. And I'm still not perfect. I'm learning every day. And I have doubts every day. I have those thoughts, those negative thoughts every day, still there. And we are the same. We all doubt. But you need to go with your doubts. You need to go with your fears. And yeah, I just want to encourage you guys. Just do it. Just do it. See you in the next behind the scenes episode. Bye, guys.